Oh man, I have a lot of good memories with Dejanira. Um,
And when I think of Dejanira, I just
Think of which one I want to do. Probably not the P one because that would piss her off because she hates that.
One day in class, she was just lecturing about whatever tenses and stuff, and one girl, like in the back of the class, accidentally like threw her head back and like hit the window, and she just like stopped class and was like, "Shit, are you okay?" And it was just like, I don't know, it was hilarious just because I did not expect her to do any of that. It was like my first year in college, and I didn't expect any of my professors to swear.
And there's so many memories with Dejanira, but I would say my favorite is one time we were at my friend's house and we knew Dejanira lived like right down the street. And so we just walked over to her house and she was there and she hung out with us and made us snacks. And I thought that was really cool that she was, I don't know, hanging out with us.
She's an extraordinary woman. She really is. You know, just seeing her in her home country, I think many people kind of underestimate her, or they think of her as a foreigner, and because she, you know, she has an accent, and they think she's just kind of this outspoken Latin woman.
And when I think of Dejanira, I just think of her like presence in a room and how she is kind of a force to be reckoned with. She's like super strong-willed. She always makes me laugh, whether it's just with like a story that she's telling me or phrases that she likes to say. Oftentimes I can think of a few that I probably shouldn't say on camera, but yeah, she's just, you know, sometimes I feel like people don't give her enough credit for how smart she is, and so when I think of Dejanira, I just think of this person who, I'm going to say crazy with love, but just a little bit.
Probably my favorite memory is this one time in Colombia so we arrived in Colombia, and she was there for a week or so, and I was getting settled in and getting to know my people in Bucaramanga, and she had called me 2 days prior and said, "Tristan, we're going to go have Sunday lunch." It's a common thing in Colombia, and I completely botched it and forgot that we were happening. Part of it was because I was out late at night in this area known as Quadripicha, where there's a lot of bars and discotecas. And she showed up to the house, my host family, where she was staying at, and I immediately recognized her voice. I was in my room, and it all came back to me, and I kind of had a no shit moment, and I said, "Uh-oh," and I was in my boxers. And she was like, "Tristan, where are you? ¿Dónde estás?" And she was saying that to my host mother, and she was saying things like, "Yo soy un profesora de estudio in Westminster College," and they immediately relayed that back to me, and I just threw all my stuff on and ran to the door, and she goes, "I'm going to kill you."
When we were backpacking on the Camino, and it was the first day, and we were going to this town called Roncesvalles, and it was a gruesome hike. So by the end of it, we were all like exhausted, our feet were like killing us, and we get to this top of this mountain and it starts pouring rain, and I was with Morgan Shaver, and we see Dejanira at the top, and she's just like hobbling along, and we're like, "Is that Dejanira? How did she get up here?" and stuff, and we're like, "Deja," and she just turns around, and all she says, she wasn't shocked to see us, all she was like was, "Zachary took my mochila." And so anyway, Zach got all the way to Roncesvalles, met up with Dejanira, went all the way back, grabbed her backpack, and took it all the way back to Roncesvalles.
And then later in the car, she sprayed me with Axe and stuff and made sure I was fresh, and we went to the party, and it worked out, but
and that showed up in Colombia. She's as well. She's so proud of her country. We had a joke when Matt, Frank, and I were down there because she would brag about everything about how Colombia is amazing, and everything from Colombia is awesome, especially her region and her town of Bucaramanga. And our joke was, you know, it's kind of based on this old Saturday Night Live skit. If it's not from Bucaramanga, it's crap.